Welcome, everybody, to the IAESS. That's the International Association of Education and Science in Snow Sports. That's a mouthful. It's formerly the association known as IVSS, related to collaborations with schools and universities, and certainly in the spirit that our tagline is where science meets practice and everything that we do. A little bit about our mission. It's to develop snow sports and educational systems, as mentioned, and to bridge the gap between science and practice. I'm going to kick it over to my colleague, Pete Allison, to introduce the board of IESS and take us home and introduce our guest speaker for today. One thing I will just mention before I kick it to Pete is throughout the presentation, we will be using the question and answer or the Q&A function at the bottom or wherever it is on your Zoom screen. So if you have questions throughout, please don't hesitate to pop them into the Q&A. We'll either try to answer them on the fly or even live, and then we certainly will have some time at the end of the presentation for some more questions. We're looking for an hour total. So we'll kick it over to Pete Allison now. Take it away, Pete.
Great. Thank you, Dave. Thanks, everybody, for being here. You can see on the screen right now, or hopefully you can see on the screen right now, the members of the board of the Presidium of IESS. So lots of us are on this call right now, but just quickly, Vanessa Mann on the left, she's the General Secretary. Vanessa's currently sunning herself on a beach in Mexico, so she doesn't have a very good internet connection, so she couldn't join us. Asa Tugatam from Sweden is on the call today. Myself, Rado Pisho on the call today. Dave Schuling, Rado's from Slovenia. Dave Schuling, who has just been introducing this webinar, Director of Education for PSI ASI in the States. Christoph from Bulgaria. Gerhard from Austria. I don't think Gerhard can join us today. Peter Mal, who is from Austria also, and also works on the Interski Presidium. Dieter Bubeck, who is our president, who is on the call today from Germany. Dieter also on the Interski Presidium too. And then Klaus Astrand, who's our honorary president from Sweden, who is not able to join us today. A little bit about IESS. Some of the activities we do in order to bridge research and practice. We organize these webinars. And we also put the recordings of these webinars up on our website. So if you are interested in seeing some of the previous ones, it's a great resource, and it normally takes 2 or 3 weeks for us to do that. So we appreciate your patience after today's webinar, just while we get that organized and uploaded onto the website. But the website is iess.org. You can see that at the bottom. We also provide infographics as a way of trying to translate academic work into easily bite-sized chunks, so one-page kind of summaries, and you can see lots of those on the website, and an example of one on the screen on the right there right now. And we also do a number of creative and developmental projects, networks, and exchange programs. One example of which is the Ski Easy project, which Rado recently led, working across different countries around the world to promote improving snow sports. Here are our connections here, if you like. You can see the web page at the top. We're also on Facebook, and we're also on Instagram, and that's really the best way to stay in touch with us, is probably really Instagram, and then keeping track of our website where we post everything. So if you're new to IESS or you haven't really engaged with us before, we encourage you to follow us on Instagram and keep track of things there. And next slide, please, Dave. Just a quick thanks to Vanessa, who has done lots of work behind the scenes to make this work, and also Dave for hosting us. Lots of kind of build up and work to make these happen, and we appreciate that work as a Presidium, and I'm sure I can speak for everybody who's attending and thanking them for their work behind the scenes to make that happen. And now I think Dave might be about to pop up one more slide here, but maybe not.
I do not have an intro slide for Alfonso, so I'll let you just he can pull up his
Okay.
first slide there while you introduce him, and off we go.
That would be great. So now we, without any further ado, we want to kind of push into our seminar. We are deeply grateful for Alfonso offering today's webinar. We're very excited about it. The webinar is called Visualize Skiing, Ski Technique Through Images. A little bit about Alfonso. He has a bachelor degree in sciences and physics and a Spanish level 3 in alpine skiing. He's the co-founder of the Andalusian Ski School in Sierra Nevada. That started in 1998, and he's been a ski instructor since 1995. He's a trainer, demo skier since 2006, and currently technical director at Tandem Instructor Training Center. Alfonso, thank you so much on behalf of the Presidium and everybody here for doing this. Over to you.
Okay, thank you, everyone, and thank you for having me here. Let's try and tell me if can you see my presentation?
Not quite yet.
Can you see the presentation now?
No, not yet.
No? Oh, sorry. Let me check. I thought it was.
There we go. This looks optimistic. Now we can see it.
Okay, and now is the whole. Sorry,
That's
there
it.
we go.
Perfect.
Okay,
Perfect.
Let's go. So visualize skiing technique through images. Well, this is something that is based on using visual information in order to communicate. It's a very powerful and efficient way of communicating, and sometimes we forget it, and sometimes we base everything in text and manual text, and it's more difficult to understand sometimes. So we're gonna try to make complex and abstract things and ideas. We're gonna try to make them accessible and engaging, and something I think in every country there is this said that is an image is worth 1,000 words. Okay, so we're going to leave that in the shadow, and we're going to focus on visual communication and visualization. Okay, they've got some common things in between, but visual communication is something external. We are going to use digital images or something that is external to try to communicate something, okay, an idea. And visualization is something that is internal, okay? But we can use this visual communication in order to get some visualization in the end, okay? So visual communication is the use of visual elements to convey ideas and information. In this post of mine in Instagram, I normally don't say anything. I want people to think. I want people to think by themselves and not always believe what you are said, and try to think by yourself. So I put this in order to compare 1977 ski racing with 2024 ski racing. And everybody can watch the images, and everybody can take his or her own ideas, okay? So visual communication is a universal language, improves understanding, okay? We can express ourselves very clearly and precise. For example, here in these images, in this video here, I'm trying to explain, without saying anything, the angular momentum. That is it's a concept, a physics concept, very important in skiing as well. But I'm using this image comparing with a skier. Okay, so this is a more satisfying experience than reading. Okay, and I'm saying this because maybe with young people, this is a very nice way to communicate instead of talking or using very difficult and very technical words. Okay, evoke dynamism and emotion to the communication. Of course, increase retention, because all the information that that comes to our brains is 90% visual. Okay, so it's easier to retain, to have the clearer idea with images. And brain image processing is 60,000 times faster than text. So it's much quicker this way. Okay. I'm going to be very quick. I'm going to be very fast exposing, because I'm very tight in time for all the things I want to share with you. So visualization is mental imagery. I've got here one of my last posts on Instagram. That is, I'm watching. Imagine that's me. I wish. And I've got an image from me inside, seeing what I'm doing when I'm skiing. And I have another one that are different perspective, that is external and internal. So we can use this to watch myself, but mental imagery is not like what we are doing now, is watching this. It's just once I know what to do, and once I know and have everything clear in my mind, then I close my eyes and imagine myself doing it. This is something that's improved performance physically, psychologically, emotionally, technically, and tactically. So we got this perspective we've been talking about, control of the mental imagery, control of the imagery, and that means how good I am imagining something. Okay, maybe we have this image here, and then I could focus on myself doing a run, skiing, and trying to imagine or to think about all the phases of the turn, and which are the outcomes, which are the objectives. Okay, it's sometimes we don't call it visualization, and we call it mental imagery, because we want to take into account that is multiple senses. Okay, it's not only sight. Okay, the speed is also speed when with which speed I'm imagining what I'm doing. Maybe here I imagine I'm moving, okay, and I'm moving very slow, in a slow motion, and this slow motion is very good if we want to improve, for example, technique. Okay, so it's important to try to feel it when we are doing mental imagery, make it real and be realistic. I mean, if I imagine myself skiing, I have to imagine myself skiing in the normal situations I used to do it, and at the level I used to ski. Okay, so this process can enhance also motivation, elevate competitive edge, and increase confidence as well. Get used to competitive environment if we are using it in the regular training of athletes, and that I'm sure that is part of the training of the top athletes as well, and understanding musculoskeletal system as well. Okay, good. So once we have these two things, these two ways of visualizing or using images, even if they are mental or if they are physical and real, we got the blocks. We got the biomechanics, sorry, we got the physics, and we got the technique. And I have another block added that is 3D modeling or 3D models. If we don't have 3D models, maybe we can have only images, using videos, using images in order to try to tell everything about the three main blocks. Okay, so if we start with the first one, that is biomechanics. Okay, so efficiency in skiing requires a balanced movement, which is a combination of muscle strength and joint motion coordination. So we need to know how my body moves. Okay, even if we are skiing or not, or playing tennis or whatever. Okay, we need to know how my body moves. And this is the how I'm going to move my body in order to accomplish something. Okay. Afterwards, we can go into physics. And motion is a change with time in the position of a body. Knowing the causes that produce it and the laws that govern it is essential for an efficient execution. Okay, so we can say something without explaining, and we say, you have to do this. You have to put your leg here, or you have to do this with your knee, or with your foot, or whatever. But we also could tell the why you have to do this with the ski in this part or this phase of the turn, or why you should move this knee this way as well. Okay, and this is the why. Okay, the third is technique. And in technique, I think a deep understanding of equipment and technical movements of the skier will provide us with the ability to efficiently convey and accurately analyze skier movements. So the more we know, the better we are going to convey anything we want. And the better I'm going to be, or the more efficient I'm going to be when I try to analyze anything. So technique is the what I have to do, and when I have to do it. I have to put my knee here, or to extend my knee. I have to do this, extend my knee, and when I have to do that. Okay. And the last added block is 3D models. Okay. I found myself doing this because I wanted to show some things that were nearly invisible if we wanted to do it with real images, not virtual ones, and with real pictures as well. So 3D animation models allows us to explain the inexplicable with just words. So it's show how we're going to do it biomechanically, why we're going to do it from the physics point of view, and what I'm going to do it, and when from the technical point of view. Okay. So very quickly, 3D animation skiing models. I've got a model. I just achieved models that is with a ski suit, with body skin, muscular, and a skeleton system, and also ski equipment. We can play around with the ski equipment as well. So static models, we can do it with the static models, and I used to do it 1 year ago or so, and started with the software. That was a software for artists, and try to have pictures, static ones, or in motion, and try to do some frames, or only one frame if it was only one, and then turn around this model in order to see how was the athlete at this case, and that was good. Okay, now with the new models I've got, I can do the same, but I can do it deeper. Okay, if I've got a picture, just a picture, and then I could superimpose it, the model, and try to analyze whatever I want. These are three perspectives of different three different perspectives of the same picture. Okay, what is difficult to do it in reality? Okay, difficult or just, well, difficult. It's not impossible, but difficult it is. Okay, so we got three, and we got these perspectives, but I could have chosen another ones depending on the outcome of the analyze of what I want to analyze. Okay. And then I've got dynamic models. This summer I was playing with another model, a basic, more basic one, and try to superimpose a skeleton to one of my runs, and that was nice. But what was felt was that the feet were not stuck into the ski boots, and this way is like wobbling. It was wobbling a little bit. The whole model, overall feet. Okay, that was another work I did for Jacob's Cup, a demo skier that is awesome for inspirational skiing website. And they wanted to have this analyzed with different perspective as well. Okay. Right. So now with the ones I've got now, I can also project something over the surface. Okay. I could get deep. I could put transparent boots. Sorry. I could also provoke some deflection on the skis. Well, I could do, I can do almost anything, but you need some time. You need a lot of time to do it because it takes a lot of time. It's not something that is automatic. I will try to make it a little bit easier to use. But for the moment, it's difficult, and you need to. It takes a lot of hours to do a good animation. Okay, for example, snowplow turns, type 1 that we call it here. That is when you extend in transition. Okay, so the good thing about it is that you got the image, you got the model, you got the exercise you are working on, and then you can have superimposed the phases of the turn, or wherever you want to do it. You want to put some other messages as well. And overall, you got, for example, here control phase with just the body skin, or afterwards you need to go deeper, or you're gonna start working or start looking or focusing on muscle activity. Then you can do it as well. Or just a skeleton because you want to show just the joints, okay? Because I don't know. So I think it's a very powerful tool, and to be honest, I'm learning a lot just doing this work. Okay. So once we got biomechanics, we're going to go to physics. And we've been talking about this already. And we got the why, physics and skiing, principles of physics. I'm not gonna, I've got just 3 or 4 minutes, I think, for this, or 5 minutes. So physics concepts, okay? In Instagram, what I'm trying to do is trying to post things and videos and images that are very easy to understand, and sometimes related not only for skiing, just because for maybe mountain bike, maybe a mechanical device, okay, and try, as I said, trying to show this for people to think. Maybe here is more than engineering. It's like a shock absorber in a car. Compare these shock absorbers with the outside leg, for example, when doing a turn. Okay, or here in the last one, trying to explain angular momentum, or here in the middle one, trying to explain the center of pressure, how affects to the skidding during the turn. Okay. All right. So phases of the turn from the physics point of view, and this is an animation I did just a week ago or so. So we got the center of mass, we got the center of mass trajectory, we got the base of support, and with all the phases of the turn, we got gravity, we got centripetal force, and we got centrifugal force. Okay, don't worry, because we're going to have 2 more chances with other perspectives, and I'm going to try to explain quickly what I'm trying to show, and what I'm trying to show you, for you to understand a little bit more. Okay, so we got here, this one is gravity, and this one is the parallel component of gravity and the normal component of gravity. Okay, the steeper the slope, the bigger is going to be, the longer is going to be this vector. That is the parallel component. Okay, the blue line is the centrifugal force, sorry, that is an inertial force. It's a force that appears only in non-inertial reference system. Okay, systems that are accelerated. Okay, for me, when I get on the skis and go down, this is an accelerated reference system, and I feel myself moving sideways, moving forwards and backwards, and that what happens when you go in a car, when you go in a bus, or when you go in a train. Okay, we are mobile pieces into this reference system. So here I'm going to try to explain a little bit. Okay, here we got the green line that is as long as the blue one, that is centripetal and centrifugal. Okay, they're in balance. But now at the end of the turn, in the completion phase, what I do is trying to reduce centripetal force. Centripetal force is created by me by friction with the skis. Okay, when I do this, okay, this the resultant force, that is the one I forgot, that is the red one. Okay, the resultant force is very wide, and then we go down the hill. Okay, we go down the hill. Okay, I'm gonna start moving the video. So the center of mass, now start turning again. We grab with the skis at the initiation phase. Okay, we got here we got here the upper C of the turn is a positive phase. Gravity is in favor of centripetal force. Okay, and the lower C of the turn is the negative phase, gravity against centripetal force. Okay, we're going to have still one more chance to watch it with another perspective. Okay, completion, then center of mass process in transition. Initiation phase, we try to lock here in the control phase, sorry. And at the end, in completion phase, we reduce the centripetal force in order to let my center of mass free to go to the next turn. Okay, then we got technique. How do we ski? It's technique. How do we ski? Understanding equipment and understanding movements, as I told you already. So maybe basic stance, we can also show the basic stance. This is a very, very beginner or very, yes, basic stance, but we can particularize anything we can particularize to, for example, for racing, we could change this basic stance, okay? And we could do another one that focus on something that we want to focus on, okay? Boot setup. This is one of the things I was more amazed when I start playing around with the models. And then I tried to do this recreation that maybe is a little bit exaggerated, the movement of the feet, but I think I found it, and I find it already very useful, because feet are not so locked or if they are locked, they've got the ability to move a little bit and to put just if it's not moving, just give them a little bit of tension, because we want to receive the pressure from the snow in different points while skiing. So and I mean in the lateral and medial arch of the foot. Okay. It's also very nice, the one that I tried to explain or to show ramp angle. Okay, ramp angle is not so easy to explain. Well, it's easy to explain, but it's not easy to get the best ramp angle for me, because we need to measure the limbs, we need to do some more things. I mean, it's not so easy. But what is easy is to show that when you increase ramp angle, your body tends to go forwards. And if your body tends to go forwards, then your brain is going to say, hey, I'm going very forwards, I'm going to fall. Then you go backwards. And if you do the opposite, if you flatten this ramp angle, you think you're going back, and then your body's going to try to go forwards. But as I said, it's not so easy to get and to reach the best angle, or the best ramp angle, for example. Okay, this is only for you to see the potential and the power of this tool, this 3D images tool. Okay, ski snow interactions. We got a ski free on the snow, and then we got that the ski, we're going to pressure the ski, we're going to up and down or fore and aft. We could edge the ski outside and on the inside edge, and we could steer the ski, pivoting the ski. So in combination of all these ski snow interactions, we're going to get different deformations of the skis. We're going to have deformations when twisting the ski, and deformation when flexural and torsional deformations. I forgot. Torsional when you do it along the longitudinal axis of the skis, and flexural when you do it in the transfer axis of the ski. Okay. So we got the phases of the turn. I think this is one of the most important things if we want to master skiing, is knowing where we are and what we have to do depending on where we are. So we got here completion phase. We got here completion phase, and the outcome is pressure release, absorption, compression, pressure management from the previous. The control previous phase, okay, and speed increase. This is in control phase. In transition, okay, the main thing to do is gliding. So we want to be recenter, balanced. We change the edges. We put flat skis, and it takes place the weight transfers between both legs. Okay, at the initiation phase, what we got is initiation, is setup. We decide how the next turn is going to be. Okay, so we set up the edge and steer angles. Okay, we want to do like here, we're recreating an expert carve ski, cross under, flexion, retraction, extension. Okay, and center of mass projection as well. Okay, with the help of the external resultant force. So in the control phase, we got pressure building. We are going to wait for the snow to push us. We're not going to try to go and push the snow. We're going to try to wait for the snow to push us from the snow up. Okay, maximum pressure and deflection and maximum in the external forces. Okay, we've got one more turn here in order to visualize this. Completion, we got transition here. We're going to try to watch this in detail if we've got time a little bit later during this presentation. Okay, initiation, control phase. We try to lock our body biomechanically here in the control phase and very aligned, very well aligned with the outside, with the external resultant force. Okay, nice. Technical movements and skills. Okay, we got in a sagittal plane. We got pressure. Okay, we got changing this pressure fore and aft and changing this pressure up and down. So we got the skill that is center of pressure, or how we move, where we are pushing, where we are going to receive the pressure from the tip or from the tail, from the rear foot or from the aft foot. Okay, so and then we got weights and unweights. So we got, now here is coming in the video, the completion phase. And in the completion phase, we try to go aft. We try to get the most of the tail of the ski, and we start unweighting. Okay, we start bending this outside knee. We don't want to turn anymore. We want to prepare transition. And in transition, we want to be center in fore and aft, and we want to unweight the skis in order to change the set of edges. At the initiation, we want to go forward in front and try to leave the forces and leave the pressure to come from the snow up. And in the end, in the control phase, we want to be center if we want the ski to be deformed uniformly. Okay, and then we want to be locked for this pressure, to get the most of this pressure to deform the ski and to make the skis turn us. Okay, we've got the frontal plane, and in the frontal plane we got edging, we got lateral movements and inclination, angulation. Okay, here at the completion, in this completion phase, okay, what we do is angulate, and we want our body to go outside. It's a stable phase, but we are looking for instability at the transition. We keep on angulating in transition in order to move my center of mass to the next turn, and we keep shortening this outside leg in order to change the weight for to the other ski or leg, and then we are going to feel that we are unstable. Transition, I think, in my opinion, transition should be an unstable phase. Okay, if you want to get the most of the inclination at the initiation phase. So inclination at the initiation phase and looking for being aligned with the external force, resultant force. Okay, and saying that inclination is what is best and what should be done, it doesn't mean that there's no angulation at all. Okay, because we know we're going to step a little bit more always on the outside of the turn, so we need to move a little bit there. So in the upper C of the turn, at the control phase, we got a positive part according to physics. So we look for inclination because we we got everything, or we got everything in favor. We don't have to fight a lot against external forces. But once, and this is stable as well, and once we want to finish and the lower C, then this inclination, this angulation is going to increase a little bit. Okay, and we're going, oops, sorry, I wanted you to see that the last turn without me talking a lot and all the time. Okay, completion. That's transition. Initiation. This is one of the models I've done, thinking about what I think about a turn, a good turn. But I know I have to improve it, and I know it could be improved. Okay, so the thing is not only, I'm not telling you that you have to do it this way. Okay, this is what I'm showing is that the tool to do whatever I want, because I can do any turn I want, okay, and show anything I want. And the last plane is transverse plane, is steering, it's rotational alignment, or sorry, rotational movements, and we call it dissociation, segmental dissociation, because we want to move one part of my body without moving another one. If we focus on upper body and lower body, then we got at the completion phase here, we got, sorry, here, we're going to start counter rotation, okay? And counter rotation, it's appears because we need to control the angular momentum during a turn. So the way to control it better is just trying to move the upper body in relation to the lower body. Okay, at transition, we got the anticipation phase. We got our body already in this at this stance, and then we just leave it go to the next turn. At the initiation phase, where we focus on is that my skis, we call it, or I call it dual direction, and I mean that my body is going to the next turn, and my skis are pointing outside. Are pointing. Sometimes it's called to the trees. Okay, so this is the time where my center of mass and my base of support separates. Okay, and at the control phase, we got alignment again, but this alignment is like being squared. Okay, in order to get the most of the skis, get the most of the formation, and get the most of the curve. Okay, good. We could see another turn like that, although I'm gonna pass it because I've got some more things I think to say, or if you want to ask something, I don't know what's, let me see, yes, 1:45, good. So we got technical movements in combination. We got the 3 cameras, the same demonstration, the same exercise, and 3 cameras. And I've got these cameras that is sagittal, frontal, and transverse planes, but I could have a camera that I want, that I like, and then move it, and then go up and down, and have a picture from, or a shot from behind as well, wherever I need, or as close as I want. If I want to focus on the right hip, or on the right foot, or what the ski is doing, whatever I want. Okay.
Alfonso, we do have a question coming in from David. David, I'm going to allow you to unmute and ask your question.
Okay.
Unless that was an accidental hand raised to ask your question, but other than that, take it away, David. Maybe not. If we're at a good place, Alfonso, for folks to ask questions. We don't see anything in the Q&A at the moment, but we can open it up for anybody that has questions.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay.
I think this is the last.
Perfect.
I think that was the last. Yes.
If you do have a question, you'd like to ask it live, you can raise your hand that you have a question and we will allow you to unmute. So go ahead and do that. Or if anybody from the board has questions for Alfonso to kick things off, we do have about 14 minutes of time left in the hour.
Yes, I want. I was going very fast because I wanted to have a little bit of time for this.
Looks like we have a question from Cynthia.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, I don't have a question, actually. It's a comment when you were talking before about visualization. I did a lot of work back in the days. I was a psychologist, sport psychologist, and we used a lot of visualization, not as much for training, which was very good. But what we found out was the most efficiency was in recovery from injuries. So when athletes were forced not to perform physically, we did a lot of mental training. We found out just visualizing the movement actually was activating the muscles almost as much as a physical movement. So I think that, I don't know if you guys are already thinking about that, by incorporating mental training in terms of visualization of the movement, even single movement, it almost has the same effect of a physical movement especially for injury recovery. That was my experience.
Yes, thank you. I was when I was reading about it, I was reading about this, and this is so interesting because it's amazing how our brain works and how my brain could initiate some processes into my body, even if I'm not doing it, as you are saying. About
and also we did like a simple experiment. If take any person, doesn't have to be an athlete, and you ask them to do like turn their head right or left or do a resist strength or anything, and just do it, and then you ask them to imagine to do it and then to redo it. The second time they do it after imagining, they're better already, just with 20 seconds visualization. So it's very powerful.
Yes, it is. Thank you for your
You're
comment.
welcome. You're welcome. And congratulations for your videos, by the way. I like them.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Alfonso, we've got a question here from Richard Mario in the northwest of the States. He asks, can you explain and show how you would use this transition from visual communication to visualization, i.e. how to use this with a student?
Well, I've just think that why not, if this is be using in top racing, why not we could do it with normal persons, with normal skiers. I mean, with the instructor, with the students you got at a ski school, or with athletes that are not at very top level. What I think is that you have to you need to communicate to these to people what to think, And what to think if we, I don't know, maybe let me look for some, for example, wait a second, where was that? Here, for example. Okay, that was so maybe not this video, but maybe a video. If you want to work on the faces of the turn, okay? So then you focus, you know, for example, control phase. You know that control phase is a pressure building phase. You know what to do because you have shown these images to the people you want to understand and people you want to try to imagery, to do their own mental imagery for them. So they've got clear the idea that's the first thing, and that's where visual communication takes place. And afterwards you got the visualization part, and this because when you got clear, when somebody have clear something, then you could imagine, then I got clear this, and then I close my eyes, and then I know what I have to do, and I'm turning with my skill level. Okay, I'm doing what I'm doing in reality. And maybe it's nice if we could have our own video shots. If I have a student and I've got his video shots, okay, then I can analyze and I can try to show some kind of things like that, okay. And then afterwards, it's a work it's a known work. I have to work on my own on this visualization or mental imagery, okay. And then I concentrate. Even some people get dressed or put the boots on or wherever, because as I said, mental imagery is not only by sight, it's a multiple senses experience. And as our friend has said before, even your brain is gonna activate some muscles, even if you are not doing it, only if you are thinking about this. Okay, I don't know if it's clear enough, the idea.
Thank you. Thanks, Alfonso. I'll wait and see if we hear anything from our friend Richard. But I think that was a very thorough answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from anybody before we wrap up? We've got some very nice comments in the chat, Alfonso. People very
thank you.
Oh, here's Dieter.
Yeah, Alfonso, thank you very much for the great presentation, and I like the visualization from the techniques and everything. Just a question, is it possible for you to generate something like forces or pressures or something like, or angles out of this models? Or is it just on the qualitative plane, on a qualitative analysis?
For the moment, I can't, but I'm looking for it, because this is what I find more interesting. It's trying to have this model, and you put it on the slope, and you throw it. You say you have to turn here, and you have to turn there, and this is the radius of the turn, and this is your speed, and this is. And I would like to reach that. I'm gonna keep working on it, and I'm gonna try to do it. But for the moment, what I find is that this tool is for an educational objective. Okay, it's like I'm thinking about having or doing a manual that is just a visual one.
Yeah.
In order for people that don't need to know anything about skiing, just watch. And by watching, you don't need to know if you are referring to an aft and fore aft movement, or an up and down movement or whatever. You're going to watch it. You know, you're watching and you're recognizing that for example, at the completion phase, you have to bend the outside knee in order to leave your center of mass free to cross over the base of support in transition and to make next turn much easier. But you're not gonna need to know this. I think this is for some people, but I think for instructors and for people who dedicate to it, we need to have both. We need to have all this information, visual one, understand everything, and then being able to communicate with other instructors, other coaches with this technical vocabulary. But I think we need to know, and we need to know how to use it. But with these visual things, visualizing skin, I think is much easier.
Yeah, thank you very much about this insights, and I think it's really good for constructing educational materials which goes away from the static images into a more motion-like effects, and this helps a lot in the education, I think. Thank you for that.
For me,
that insight.
For me, it's amazing. It's amazing, and I'm not lying if I'm telling you that I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot because I think I thought maybe one part of the body was moving that way, but when I'm trying to superimpose the model or when I'm trying to do my own turn, then I realized that it's not this way, and the body is doing something, and it's very realistic. This model is very realistic, and it takes me some time and some money to have a person who tried to put boots on the model and skis on and pose and all the helmets, glasses, because I think it's cool. Sometimes I see the model with the ski suit doing something, and when I get it undressed, then I think, no, that's not good. That's not perfect. So for me, it's amazing. I don't know for the rest of it.
Absolutely. But I think there are some more questions.
Yes, we have a question from Robin. If you'd like to unmute and ask, go for it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So in the context of, as opposed to a totally new student who has never been able to do any turns, you could say like never skied before as well, what would be the most efficient way of the student not developing bad habits? I mean, should the visualization be the first thing the student would have to do, or just go for the turn, try it out, maybe do it like for instructing like after me? But what would be like the most efficient way, the visualization before or after?
Okay, I've never tried yet, but what I think is sometimes when we have a student at the beginning, we are giving a lot of information. Instructors are telling them a lot of information, and sometimes it's better not to have so much information. Sometimes when I'm working with a student that's a beginner, I don't say anything. I just leave people look at me if it's a one-by-one lesson, okay, and trying to copy. I don't know if maybe with this student, if I give them this kind of information about how to move, and people watch these images and try to copy them before they are with you, I think why not? Maybe it's going to be better. Maybe it's going to be a good exercise in order to have ideas more clear for at the beginning when starting skiing.
Yeah, so probably as you would say, the 3D models would become more in handy in a more a developed phase, you would say?
Maybe, why not? I've got these models from 1 month ago, 2 months ago, and then I have to learn how to use the software to animate and lots of hours, believe me. But I want to do not only for expert skiing. I want to do that for learners. Okay, I want to do all the technical progression from the beginning in order to be able to take maybe a video shot of one student and then show the 3D model with the mistake and the 3D model without the mistake, and why is better to do it the right way. But for the moment, I haven't got any more animations. Well, a few of them, but not lots of them.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this presentation as well.
Thank you.
Alfonso, we have lots of... Oh, sorry, Dave. Go on.
Oh, I was just going to say thanks everybody for all the great questions and the interaction, and thanks Alfonso. With the temperatures dropping in most places, certainly here in Colorado, your imagery is fantastic to get me really excited about being on snow. So it's coming,
yes,
coming very soon. We appreciate that. Well, thanks again to Alfonso Lazaro for that great webinar. We also wanted to remind everybody, and thank you all for the great questions. We have a couple of more webinars coming up in early November, actually November 1st and November 5th, I believe. Pete, do you have that information in front of you? You want to give us a little preview? Yeah, 5th. Yeah, thank Dieter.
Yeah, that's correct. November the 1st, we have a presentation. I don't have all of the details right in front of me, but it's on November the 1st at the same time. And that is going to be on binding position. And then we have another one on the 5th of November, and I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I've got that right here, Pete. It's Navigating the Slopes of Motivation, Psychological Insights into Snow Sports Instructors' Training Intentions.
Michael Trotter.
Michael Trotter. Thanks, Asha.
Good team effort there. So keep an eye on the IAESS.org website, as well as Interski. The recordings will also all be on the Interski YouTube channel. We look to get this, hopefully within the next couple of weeks, get this presentation up. Many of you have been asking about the previous one, Jonathan Ballou's webinar. We hope to have that within the next couple of days this week. So keep an eye out for that. And certainly go ahead and register. Check out our Instagram page for registrations for the upcoming webinars on the 1st and the 5th. Thank you all. Think snow and cold temperatures, and have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, mornings, wherever you may be.
Yeah.
All the best.
Thank you, Alfonso. It was
Thank
thank you very much. We keep in touch.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.